What's so hard about that? You let it all go. You're turning up the volume, reaching for your radio. What's so hard about that? Get your horn up out the case. You flap them little gums out, and you stick it on your face. What's so hard about that?
Morning, Ralph.
Morning, Sam. Hey, Bruce, what's up, Doc?
You know, how is it, even in weeks where I treat you like 5-year-olds, do you manage to screw just about everything up?
Bruce, what in tarnation are you flapping your gums about?
For once in your life, can y'all take some responsibility and stop acting like a couple of thick-skulled maroons?
Okay, Bruce, there's no need to call us a bunch of maroons. You know, you're acting like a real stinker there, bub.
Well, if y'all stopped acting like a couple of foghorns, I wouldn't have to deal with all your bull crap.
Well, I say it would behoove you to treat us a wee bit better.
Shut up. I politely ask you two to stop promoting violence, and you act like it's an affront to the sacred porcupine.
Look, you're going to have to be a little bit more clear as to what you're talking about, Bruce.
Suffering succotash. I asked you to stop promoting injuries, and the next sponsor you promote on the show is the Crack-a-lackin' Cracklin's Crackback Block of the Game?
Oh, Bruce, this makes me very angry.
You know, you tell us to get sponsors, and when we do, you say it's not the right kind of sponsors. What kind of messaging is that? You know, do you even want us to make money?
Yeah, Bruce, we're out here bird dogging for you, and you turn around and rub our noses in the carpet.
Look, all I'm asking is no sponsors that promote kicking, punching, biting, injuring, maiming opponents, and any other sort of tomfoolery.
Bruce, you might as well ask us to promote soccer while we're at it.
You take that back, all right? Listen,
okay.
I am serious
All right.
as a stroke. I'm smelling burnt toast right now.
All right, I'm sorry. That may have crossed the line. I apologize, Bruce. Now, is there anything else creatively you might want to stifle us with?
That's all, folks.
What's so hard about that?
You're listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL the Quill.
Good afternoon to all out there in Pine Nation. We are coming to you live on QWIL the Quill, and it is The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne. I am your host, Dwayne Applebottom, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, my confidant. He is a bad mamma jamma, just as fine as he can be, and that is Mr. Paul Wayne T.
Thank you for that rousing introduction, Dwayne. It is great to be here as the good Lord has blessed us today to be walking tall and talking ball.
Ain't that the truth, brother? We are walking tall today because your Paultom City Porcupines improved to 2-0 this past Friday night as they defeated the North Lake Merrill Dragons 49-24.
Now, Dwayne, I'm happy to be walking tall and all, but if I'm being honest, I think some people on this team need to hang their heads in shame after what I saw last week.
Uh-oh. It sounds like someone's got a bone to pick. And speaking of bones to pick, this segment is brought to you by Bowman's Bone Picks. You got a bone to pick? Pick Bowman's, located behind Stuff and Save Taxidermy and next to the city dump. Now, Paul Wayne, what is your Bowman's Bone Pick of the week?
Dwayne, my Bowman's bone to pick is with one hashtag Johnson, you know. After last week's less than stellar debut and being outclassed by freshman phenom Titty Biles, he proceeds to have his production slip even more, running for 148 yards on 31 carries, only one touchdown less than last week, and he fumbled the dang ball again.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you average under 5 yards a carry in a Coach Hauser wishbone offense? I'd honestly be ashamed to show my face around town.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to get real friendly with the super glue again at practice. That fumble was bad. I mean, he wasn't even touched. He just flat out dropped the pitch. I got to say, it's really starting to become concerning, Paul Wayne. And it looks like there's no more tread on his tires. And we're only in, game 2? And frankly, I think he's starting to have some confidence issues. And with district play nigh upon us, we need someone to get this hashtag trending in the right direction.
Oh, 100% there. He's unsure of himself right now, you know. He's juking when he should spin. He's running sideways instead of up the field. He even tried to hurdle a guy, and, you know, that was just an all-around disaster.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what exactly that was. For those of y'all who didn't see it, I can only describe it as when you see someone's long-lost lover jump in their significant other's arms and wrap their legs around their hips. You know, it was a real soldier coming home from war scene out there. I mean, he was then immediately spine-bustered into the ground.
Now, I will say, in Hashtag's defense, it was an Arn Anderson spinning spine buster, so that did allow Hashtag to pick up the first down. But that's where that credit ends, I hope his daddy Pound Sign Johnson has given him a few tongue lashings when he got home from the game, because those Friday night lights are looking mighty dim for him at the moment.
Speaking of dim lights, we do have a new segment that is the low light moment of the game, which is brought to you by our friends at Dimmer Down Now Lighting Emporium. Dimmer Down Now, the brightest and darkest lighting selections in Paultom City.
Dwayne, my dimmer down now low light moment of the game would be Alan Bosley, who once again we remind you is named after Ryan Gosling's crappy cornerback character in Remember the Titans. Even after last week's absolutely abysmal performance, we were thinking maybe he just had cold feet, and maybe we didn't want to be so quick to go back to Aiden McMurray. But through 2 games, he has been on the field for 6 possessions, and he's given up 6 touchdowns. He's lined up offsides. He's lined up with his body facing the wrong way. He even lined up as a receiver his last play he was in before he was benched on Friday. I'm not sure how he's made it this far in life, but if he plays another down for my beloved Porcupines, I'm honestly not sure if I'll make it any further in life.
That's saying something considering your excessive smoking, drinking, and fried pie intake.
Ah, yes, my holy trinity.
Yeah, between all that and your arrhythmia, I think it's safe to say the Porcupine defense could keep you from seeing Thanksgiving at this rate. So, for the love of God and Paul Wayne, wake up, defense, and get Bosley out of there.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, this was a win, Paul Wayne. So, is there anything positive you wanted to say about the game?
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the apple of my eye, the son I wish I had, my savior from another maker, Titty Biles. He rushed for a new school record, 367 yards on just 15 carries, 1 less from last week, and 6 touchdowns. Funny how he gets 1 less carry than last week and is somehow even more productive.
Yeah, he's starting to look like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl on easy mode. You almost hope he doesn't start to get bored out there.
I wouldn't worry too much about him, Dwayne, because he's a young lion out there who smells a wounded gazelle, and he's going for the kill, which in this case would be the starting spot. But Titty Biles aside, there is another positive I do have to touch on, Dwayne, and that's our new segment, the Fred Chopin's Chop Shop Chop Block of the Game.
Ah, yes, which is brought to us by our good friend Fred Chopin. Chopin's Chop Shop, the originator of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell guarantee for all your auto needs. Chopin's Chop Shop. We'll get you what you need, one way or the other.
Dwayne, my Fred Chopin's Chop Shop Chop Block of the Game.
Chopin.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne, my Fred Chopin Chop Shop Chop Block of the Game was delivered by newcomer DeBrickashaw Thompson. He made his second start at left tackle on Friday and was able to take out North Lake's Bendy Ben Benedy to spring Titty Biles free for a 74-yard run late in the first quarter, knocking out their best edge defender in the process and for the foreseeable future. That kid wasn't just seeing stars, he was seeing galaxies out there.
Yeah, the Brickhouse's skill is already beyond his years, and he is sure taking Coach Hauser's instructions whenever it comes to blocking.
That's right, he threw a textbook Hauser block out there.
When they go high, we go low.
Ah, yes, music to my ear. I heard the motto from the O-line in the weight room all off-season has been wreck shop and wreck legs, and I think they are really taking that message to heart this far in the season.
Yeah, I think that's something we can all take to heart this season, to be honest with you. Y'all can write that down in your diaries out there in Pine Nation, right? Okay, partner, I think that is going to do it for the first segment here on the First Down. So coming up, we're going to be taking your calls on the Catfish O'Holy's Opine line. So y'all stick around. We'll be right back.
Was your private information leaked by your visit to Tolbert's Talking Stumps? If you visited stump number 4 at Tolbert's Talking Stumps in the past 6 months, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Sandy Peters, the Texas stun gun, has represented W.H. Nelson County's finest citizens and won't stop until he's completely compensated. Let the stun gun get up. So give us a collect call at Sandy Peters Law Firm. The Texas Stun Gun will set you right.
Calls will be monitored in time for legal compensation. Compensation fees not included in agreed upon percentage of legal representation. 15% is based minimum on all coverages. Call 1-800-STUN-GUNS. That's 1-800-788-6486-7. 1-800-788-6486-7.
That's Sandy Peters, the Texas Stun Gun.
Welcome back, folks. You are listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL the Quill, and it is now time for the Opine Line, which is brought to you by Catfish O'Holy's. Catfish O'Holy's, we got fish again. All right, so let's hop to it. Jennifer Love Hewitt, who's our first call?
I'm Brett Slater.
Yeah, I know that. It's just a thing people say.
I've never heard that saying in my life.
Oh, what, so you're going to take his side now?
Well, I was going to say it's pretty cool till you interrupted me.
Just forget it. Who's our first caller?
It's Judd from west of the Rockies.
All right, Judd from west of the Rockies. What's your opine?
Boys, it's actually Jed east of the Rockies.
Christ almighty, man. Come on.
Boys, just let me say, it's great to hear those dulcet tones once again. After last season, I was down bad. I was on one, But swearing off the pines, quitting the sauce, and the excess gambling, I was able to rekindle my relationship with my ex, Tammy, and life was looking on the up and up.
Yeah, well, that's great and all, Jed, but this ain't the Hallmark Channel. This is the Opine Line. You got a thought on the game?
Well, fellas, my point is, once mid-August came and the morning air smelled of fresh-cut grass in 2 days, I realized I couldn't quit the pines. So I left that wonderful piece of behind Tammy again and went back to following the pines full on.
Hey, safe to say we've all been there, Jet.
That's how my second marriage ended.
I had to block a number and change the locks at the house. It's sad. It's very sad. And even with all that, how did the pines repay me? With this fumbling and bumbling bullcrap. Every time hashtag fumbles a dang ball, every time Alan Bosley gives up a dang touchdown, they're making me look like a moron for leaving Tammy. She wasn't able to understand that while relationships come and go, these state titles stay up on the water tower forever. But that water tower ain't getting painted if we keep this crap up. Anyway, I'll hang up and listen to you boys. Go Pines.
Go Pines, go Pines. And
Go
God
Pines.
bless you for your dedication, Jed. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, Dwayne, you really got to admire that commitment to the Pines. I hope some of our boys on the team are listening because that's what dedication sounds like. And just to avoid any confusion, I'm looking at you, Alan Bosley. I'm looking at you, hashtag Johnson. You want that water tower with your names on it? Then act like it means something to play for a 6-time state champion football team. Next caller.
Next caller on the line is pound sign from Paultom.
Oh, boy. I think I know who this is. All right. Pound sign from Paultom. What's your opine?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Come again?
Who the hell do y'all think you are attacking my son, hashtag? Not only is he an all-state, he's a legacy player. And as a former state champion porcupine myself, I was always taught that ponds stick together. But apparently, those words ring hollow around these parts.
All right, now, calm down there, pound sign. That's a mighty strong aspersion you're casting there.
Yeah. Now, folks, if you aren't aware, we're, of course, talking to the father of starting running back,
For now.
hashtag Johnson, who was the running back for us back in 96. Now, pound sign, if I remember correctly, you received your nickname after that collect call craze of the late 90s. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, like a lot of people in Paultom, it doesn't seem like you can leave things in the past.
Look, you can come at me all you want. I can take it. I'm a man. I'm 40. But leave my kid out of it, man. I've already warned Coach Hauser, and now I'm letting everybody know. Keep calling my son out by name, and we'll leave this town. And I'm not afraid to take my business out of town either.
All right. Pound sign, are you talking about your vintage electronics shop that nobody goes to?
It's not vintage. Everyone knows technology is cyclical. It's just like fashion. Pages are coming back. Party lines are coming back. When the Wizard was down in town last year, who had the only place in town where you could still look up directions and phone numbers because he still collects the yellow pages and atlases? That's me.
Actually, pound sign, I just turned my Wi-Fi off and the roaming worked just fine.
Yeah, look, I know you capitalized on the pound sign phenomenon back in the good old days, but I think it's time to move on, man. And if your brother Beeper is still trying to bring back pagers, I'd encourage you to move on from that too, all right? I know drug use is up in this country, but this ain't the wire, man, all right? Dealers haven't used those in years. Pagers are done, pound sign.
Yeah, and those rusted-out phone booths you keep in the corner, toss them. Unless Clark Kent is walking in your store, nobody's going to buy those.
I could almost look past you insulting my son, but you insult my brother Beeper? Well, now you done got personal. He has a business plan. What's your business plan? Talking crap about kids and hawking bone picks?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
kind of.
that and avoid anything you're selling.
Wow. And to think I was going to invite y'all to my store to try out our new DSL internet. We could have burned CDs on Kazaa or LimeWire, but y'all just had to run your damn mouth. I can't believe I once called you teammates.
Look, it's a tempting offer, all right? And I'll be honest with you, I could use some new burn CDs for my 98 Honda Prelude. But I'll be honest with you, I was always more of a bear share guy myself. I mean, as my first wife could attest, I took down many a computer with that site. We burned through probably 4 or 5 and some other sites as well, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, long story short, I could never go back to being that person.
Well, if I can't interest you in burned CDs or pagers, I guess the only other thing you might be interested in are these old school bag phones. While they don't connect to any cell network, they do make great trash cans for your car.
While I appreciate the offer, I think I'll keep throwing my trash out the window as God intended.
Yeah, pound sign, are you really ticked off with how we're talking about hashtag, or are you just here to hawk your store here?
You think I would dare plug my store? Pound signs, phone, and pagers pals located.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Cut him off. Thank you. Look, people, I'm all for letting former players on to talk their mind. I mean, I'm down to talk porcupine ball, okay?
Yeah.
But as soon as you get on here and start plugging your business without getting us a cut of the loot, you're getting cut off. That was our policy with Todd Gonzalez last year, and it applies to all former teammates, okay? Y'all want an ad? Y'all got to scratch our backs a little bit. Yelling at us on the phone ain't going to do it. All right, Bunt, who's next?
Looks like we've got Carl from Paultom.
All right. Carl from Paultom, what's your opine?
All right, boys, I got 2 things I want to say, then I'm going to go. All right, first off, I want to call out my cousin Ray Nathan over there in Boat for hanging on to my DVD box set of Coach. I know you got it over there, Ray Nathan. Don't you think I ain't come to take it back by force if I have to?
Uh-oh, watch out there, Ray Nathan. God, Coach was just a great show, wasn't it?
Some would say the best. Forget Seinfeld. Give me Coach.
Yeah, well, second, I want to call out old Pound Sign earlier because I heard him talking, and he was saying his store was all this and all that. I'm going to say right now, his store ain't worth a lick, all right? I tried taking in my iPod Shuffle to get it fixed, but he said they only knew how to fix Microsoft Zooms. And I said, well, I ain't got a Zoom. I got a Shuffle. I like Apple's products for my hand, and I like Microsoft for desk computers. And they said, well, we don't sell Microsoft computers for desks. We sell Macintoshes. And I said, well, I don't give a damn.
Oh, okay, cut that call. I see this is going nowhere. Thank you, Carl, for whatever that was. I hope you get that straightened out. But look, I think we got the gist. What do you say we go to break, Paul Wayne?
Yeah, let's cleanse that palate a little bit.
Let's do it. Okay, y'all stick with us because whenever we come back, we have a very special guest for our Educator Spotlight right here on the First Down. Y'all stick with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, welcome back. It's so nice to have you. Please, be seated. My boy tells me you like the car you're in now. That's nice. I think it's time we put you in something you deserve. Let somebody else enjoy your ride. We'll pay you handsomely for it. I do this for you. You're welcome. Hey, but because I'm such a good friend, I want to see you happy. I want to see you driving a 2024 Buick, all leather interior. Yeah, you can have this luxury today. Lease, finance, or blood. So come on down to Don's dealership. You won't be mistaken.
Welcome back to the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne. It is now time for the Educator Spotlight, and boy, do we have a treat for y'all today.
Dwayne?
What's that?
Aren't you forgetting our sponsor for this segment?
Yes. Indeed I have. Thank you so much for cutting me off there, good buddy. Folks, today our sponsor for our Educator Spotlight is none other than Shawshank Records, who, of course, graciously offered their studio for Paul Wayne to record his debut album, Paultom Prism Blues.
That's right, and I'll be having my album release party in a couple weeks at Senior O'Grady's Irish Cantina. You know, all are welcome, and I've got drink tickets for a lucky lady if they would like to be my +1.
Okay. Are we done here?
As long as our next guest got all that information, yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Right.
What was that?
Okay, moving on to our educator spotlight. We are happy to have on the line our fearless band leader who is celebrating her 10th season as the commander-in-chief of the Pulse and Heart of Paultom's halftime show. Of course, I am talking about Miss Crystal Slater. Crystal, damn happy to have you back on the show.
Hey, boys. Thanks for having me back again.
You know, it is hard to believe that you have been leading Paultom's band for 10 years. You know, the Beatles weren't even together for that long. I mean, you are really putting down roots, girl.
Well, you know, as they say, I may not have been born in Paultom, but I got here as soon as I could.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to someone who shares the same enthusiasm for the Pines as we do.
Now, Crystal, the reason we wanted to have you on the show is to discuss this year's halftime show, because from what I hear, it's a bit of a change-up from what us Paultomites are accustomed to. Now, we've seen 9 straight years of halftime shows inspired by the music of Garth Brooks, but a little bird told me you decided to change it up. So what gives?
Well, you know, we've all grown to love Garth so much.
He's the closest thing I've ever come to trusting someone from Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's got that endearing quality about him. You know, it's like every time I see him on a Facebook Live, it's like I'm having an actual conversation with him, you know, and I like that. I like that.
Oh, me too. But after last year's tribute to Chris Gaines, I felt it was best to go out riding on top and not solely a good thing. So I pulled out Garth Brooks and went in, and I came in with a new arrangement of songs that I'm really proud to show off this year.
And do you mind telling our listeners what this year's theme for halftime is?
Ooh, yeah. Our theme for this year is the Sounds of Freedom.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, color me interested.
Lord knows songs about bald eagles and hot dogs get me all misty-eyed.
Yeah, you know, whenever I think of Sounds of Freedom, I'm expecting something that I can take my hat off to and bow my head with. You know what I mean? There's something that really makes you kind of just
speaks to you.
Just, oh, I bet I'm getting a little teary, something like that, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so without giving too much away, what kind of music can we expect this year, Crystal?
Well, I thought it was important to put our best patriotic foot forward. So I wanted to let everyone know we love to be born in the USA. So we're starting with Bruce Springsteen.
Wow. I can't think of anything more patriotic than that. Lord knows I'm a fortunate son every day I wake up here in this country.
Ooh, have you been naughty and peeking at our playlist? Because Fortunate Son is the next song on the list.
Wow, banger after banger. Great picks, Crystal. Now, I've heard that there have been some rumors floating around there about a little medley in this show's year, too. Now, do you confirm or deny those rumors?
Well, Dwayne, you know, a Sound of Freedom show wouldn't be complete without a freedom medley. Proud to be an American, party in the USA, and, of course, International Players Anthem.
God, I can't wait to be nodding my head like yeah.
And you best believe I'll be moving my hips like yeah.
And then for our grand finale, we'll be playing Neil McCoy's Take a Knee. My ass, I'll never take a knee.
Hot damn, girl. You're bringing the heat this year.
You know, I love this choice because not only does it speak to our respect for the flag, it also is a policy of Coach Hauser. Never take a knee.
That's right. That's right. As Coach Hauser says, you play till the end, and you run out the clock the natural way. The only time your knee should hit the ground is after you get hit.
I will note that song was actually a direct request by Coach Hauser.
Wow. Now, that's departmental collaboration at its finest, am I right? Only in Paultom will you see a football coach weighing in on the band program.
Well, I wouldn't say it was weighing in as much as he was just demanding it be put in there. But sure.
Well, we're happy to hear it, and we can't wait to see our marching porcupines hit the field at halftime this year. I got to say, though, I couldn't help but notice you didn't mention any songs about Texas.
Well, if I chose all the songs about Texas, then our performance would last at least 6 hours.
You know, and I honestly hope for one day to see that. You know, one can dream, right, Paul Wayne?
Indeed they can.
Well, Crystal, any parting thoughts before we sign off here?
Just one. This weekend, myself and the band Booster Club parents will be having an animal wash fundraiser at the Paultom Zoo to pay off the American flag uniforms we purchased for this year's show. Bring any animal you want, and I'll give it a scrub-a-dub-dub.
Wow, will you even wash hogs?
Oh, yeah. Paul Wayne, I'd love to wash your little piggy.
Okay. All right. I'm going to cut this off right now. Look, Crystal, we thank you so much for dropping by. We really do appreciate it. And honestly, we can't wait to see you out there on the field this year.
Thanks for having me on, boys. Go Pines.
Go Pines.
Bye, Mom.
Be sure to come to my album release.
Okay. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. But I will remind you all again that if you want to see Crystal Slater and the Paultom Porcupine Bands debut their new Sound of Freedom performance, make sure to stay in those seats during halftime. This is going to be a really big week for us, so be sure to stick around for that. Also, if you want to see the band and the team do their Spirit March through the newly renovated halls of Gomer's Past at the Den, please show up at least 90 minutes before the game. That's whenever they're going to be doing the ribbon cutting for that. You know, we got to see those renovations, and man, are they sharp.
Yeah, they've got the golden statues of Gomers 1 through 4, and all of the former handlers are making their return to the Den for the ribbon cutting before the game. So be sure to come out and show your support. Penelope will be getting her statue added as well, so that'll be a real treat. She deserves it.
She does. She does. Now, just a reminder, we will be taking on the Diedrich Gators in this last tune-up before district starts, and it will be a really good test. I mean, Diedrich likes to air it out like an elephant in heat, and hopefully our D can be up to the task here, so we'll see if they can keep them in check. Now, anyway, we'll be seeing you at the game, folks, so thanks so much for listening to The First Down. As always, I'm Dwayne Applebottom.
I'm Paul Wayne Teague. Go Pines.
Long as the bills get paid, long as the food's homemade, long as the bellyache is kept under control. Well, pocket on down in the shade, 'cause man, you got it made. How much dirt do you plan to shovel down the hole? Let me just tell you, buddy, I know before you go, don't take no high-educated woman to keep me in the know. What's so hard about that?
The official broadcast partner of Paultom City Consolidated Athletics, QWIL the Quill.